Hello and welcome to this edition of Burgers and Fries. So with me, we of course have the Marvel superfan himself. We have Pat.
Hello.
Awesome to have you back, Pat. We also have the people that are not Marvel superfans. Myself, Anthony, or Desert Coyote 22. We also have Thriller Wolf, as he wants to be now called. And we have TT Burger 88, aka the guy I destroy in political debates.
Yes, that's me, and you actually forgot to mention welcome to the diner in the beginning of the podcast, Anthony.
Maybe we're not in the diner. Maybe we're in a restaurant now.
Who knows?
That's good.
I like that, yeah.
So, welcome aboard, guys. In this episode, we're going to be talking just about Marvel continuing to fail. Like, it is spectacularly failing right now. Because the Marvels had the worst debut opening weekend of any Marvel movie. Exactly.
I can say this, that the poster I kind of shared on Discord, well, it does kind of tell you a lot about it.
Oh, the poster where, let's just visualize this, folks, where let's just say Captain Marvel is the anus, and the person above her is the fun lady part, and the person below her is the waist. And if you draw the curves, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. They projected this to open at $75 to $80 million. So they already were projecting it to not be so good based off of test screenings or whatever. And then they projected it to be down to $60 million. Do you know what it's actually getting at right now?
What?
$47 million.
Ouch. That's not that good compared to how much the other ones were.
We in the community would definitely be saying, oof, that's not good. So, by comparison, all right? Now, I know Pat saw Quantumania. Okay, Greg, did you see Quantumania?
Heck no.
Okay. Pat, briefly, what did you think of Quantumania?
I mean, when I first saw it, I really liked it. But my only problem with it now, it has to be the way they handled the ending, like Kang should have won and then just have Scott and Hope be trapped in the quantum realm and then just leave that film on a cliffhanger.
Right. But you know how good Quantumania did in its domestic weekend?
No.
Quantumania was $104 million in its domestic opening weekend, over twice the Marvels, and it grossed worldwide over $400 million. However, they needed at least $600 million after budget and marketing and all that crap to break even. So Quantumania was considered a box office disappointment. How about The Flash, which I know a lot of people didn't want to go see? That had $55 million in its opening weekend. There were literally crickets in the theater, all right, when I saw it too. Now, that only grossed $270 million worldwide on a $220 million budget. And The Flash, with the return of Michael Keaton as Batman, is one of the biggest box office bombs of all time. Is that surprising?
Tell about the guy who played Batman and Robin?
No. The original Batman, dumbass.
Oh.
Not Adam West, but the guy who played Batman in the Tim Burton movies.
Yeah. He was good. My second favorite was the one from Batman and Robin. He was the second favorite Batman.
Well, then you should definitely see The Flash, because he has a cameo as George Clooney at the end. Spoiler alert!
I'll probably forget that anyway.
So, like I said, folks, Quantumania 104 in its opening weekend, Flash $55 million in its opening weekend, which were not good returns in the box office, and the Marvels is doing worse than that. Think about that.
Because of Brie Larson?
I think it's a lot more than that, to be honest. It's not even like the Marvels has competition right now. Do you guys even know what it's going up against in the movie theaters?
Five Nights at Freddy?
Yeah, again, I didn't even know that movie was released a couple weeks ago.
It's also on Peacock.
So they're going up against a movie that's also on Peacock and in the theaters. Okay. Now, Killers of the Flower Moon, that came out a month ago. And then, of course, you have the movie Priscilla. Because now that we've had a movie about Elvis' life, let's have a movie about how much of a piece of shit Elvis was to Priscilla Presley. Makes sense.
I suppose.
And then, of course, you know what else is in the box office right now? The Taylor Swift movie.
Oh God, I heard they're making that. I heard like there's gonna be another artist doing a concert. I think Katy Perry's doing a concert movie as well.
Well, even Even so, they don't usually do that much in the box office anyway. They historically usually fail in the box office. Even Metallica did one, and by their own admission, that Through the Never movie bombed.
Now Taylor Swift's doing so well then.
Well, except
because she's Taylor Swift, she appeals to a lot more people than Metallica does.
It's a waste of time and money to be going that stupid thing.
Well, then don't.
I'm just telling you in
simple.
general. I'm not going.
I know you're not going. You're not going to go to see anything.
Well, the only concert movie I can see that that can't be beat right now is Michael Jackson, This Is It.
But anyway, you're the one who actually watched the Marvels movie. So by all means, let us know, what did you think of the Marvels?
It was really good. I liked it. I especially loved the mid-credits scene.
Was it about Mark Rambeau woken up by her mother and all that, and you see the Beast?
Oh, yes, that one. That one was awesome. It kind of helps sets up Deadpool 3 and the arrival of the X-Men and Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, or Avengers Secret Wars.
I did hear that they're not going to do the King Dynasty anymore. They're going to do the Doom whatever.
Yeah, so elaborate on that. Go for it.
And I think it's because of the actor that played Kane got into trouble or something.
Yes. And that's something that Pat would also like to mention too, right, Pat?
Yeah, apparently Jonathan Majors was arrested, I think, either in March or April or May, for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend at the time, Grace Jabari. So this trial's been going on for months, and it seems very likely with the way the justice system works, it'll probably likely continue on for another several months. And as long as that's the case, then Marvel and Disney seem to have already made a decision with their backup plan to just replace Kang with Doctor Doom.
And do you think that's going to be a good decision overall, or do you think this is going to continue Marvel's woes, as we should say?
I would say, I mean, for me at least, it's a mixed bag, because while I do like Doctor Doom as a villain of the Fantastic Four, I just don't get why they're even doing this. I mean, I get why, sorta, but why couldn't they have just recasted Kang the Conqueror and his variants, like, I don't know, John Boyega?
I agree with you there. I mean, how many Batmen were there between the years 1992 to 1996? 3. So it is very possible you can recast anybody to play Kang the Destroyer.
And we know that Marvel's no stranger when it comes to recasting. I mean, they recasted Terrence Howard for...
that's right, he recast Don Cheadle's character.
Yes, Don Cheadle. They replaced Terrence Howard for Don Cheadle as Rhodey, Edward Norton for Mark Ruffalo, and then William Hurt passed away, and so now Harrison Ford's going to be playing Thunderbolt Ross.
Well, if they were going to go with Kang the Destroyer, they could have easily recast him. I mean,
it's Kang the Conqueror.
I stand corrected. So you're saying that maybe John Boyega could play Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, because he looks a bit like Jonathan Majors.
But even it doesn't necessarily have to be an actor that looks like Jonathan Majors. If you want to go for star power and you want to get people to come back to the movies, you know who I think should be recast as Kang the Conqueror?
Who?
Will Smith.
Too easy. There would be a lot of Will Smith slapping jokes.
Yes! Because he's going to slap the shit out of all the people in the movies. That'd be great.
And Deadpool can even break the fourth wall about how he slapped Chris Rock.
It's money, dude. That would be perfect.
Yeah. I was kind of more along the lines with Denzel Washington playing Kang.
Yes, that would be good too. All right, that guy's normally like a huge serious actor role. All right, so to see him just go full on out would be amazing. So now going back to in terms of the Marvels, okay, when you saw the movie, Pat, were there anybody in the theater?
Well, there were fewer people. That's about it. And I was like the only one clapping and cheering when Beast from the X-Men came on screen while everyone else was just sitting there dead silent. I was like, what the fuck, man? It's the X-Men. Why are you not clapping and cheering?
I think a lot of people have just had enough. It just seems that way, I guess.
I
Now,
don't know, but they were a bunch of buzzkills.
but what do you think is to blame for the people just not seeing this movie?
Brie Larson.
Well, I'm asking the
well-
actual Marvel fan.
I would say, firstly, what Greg was saying, Brie Larson, to, the MCU kind of taken over somewhat, and 3, the writers and actors strike kind of affected the actors and actresses from promoting their movie.
Some people, you don't want them promoting your movie. A lot of people got turned off by her in terms of her Captain Marvel character. And again, we remember that people only saw the first Captain Marvel because it was sandwiched between the 2 greatest Avengers movie sequels of all time. You know, back when seeing the Avengers movie was a fucking event, and when Disney bussed people to the theaters with special promotions, and people were under the impression that they had to see it, only for them to get insufferable bitch Captain Cardboard versus toxic masculinity.
No, I personally didn't mind Brie Larson's performance as Captain Marvel.
I heard
Yep.
that she was better in the newest one, actually.
Yeah, I would say so. And Aman Vellani, who does Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, everyone praised her, including myself.
So there's a lot of people that have been saying that the Marvels overall is better than the Captain Marvel movie. But a lot of people, I guess, have just been turned away. So whatever damage was caused, they're like, screw this. Where would you rank Captain Marvel? Is she an A-list? Is she a C? Is she a B-list or a C-list superhero? Like, where would you rank her?
Well, that's a toughie. I would probably place her between Doctor Strange and Black Panther and Spider-Man.
Oh no, Spider-Man is like S tier in terms of most popular Marvel.
I mean, he's still technically an Avenger.
Okay, but I'm talking like marketability. I'm talking about popularity, what people want to see. All right, you can definitely say Spider-Man is S tier, like Iron Man and the Hulk. You know, people that most people know. So where would you say the Captain Marvel would be?
C.
Okay, it's exactly what I thought too. And then you have to include 2 characters that nobody knows who they are, unless you saw them on a Disney Plus show that nobody watched, except for you, Pat, or from a video game that nobody played, except possibly you, Pat.
I'm not a gamer, so I
There-
only
there
seen
you-
the movies.
There you go. So you have a
And
C-list.
shows.
You have a C-list superhero, as you basically think so, plus 2 characters that nobody knows nor cares about, and you wonder why only 47 million was generated at the box office over this. You know, oh, it's the toxic masculinity. It's toxic men that are the reason why they didn't show up to the movie. Like, aren't we just fucking sick of these journalist yahoos blaming poor box office returns on conservative hate or toxic white men or adolescent fanboy bullshit? Aren't you just sick of this?
Yes.
Yes. And not to mention, I heard there are also women that didn't really like this movie either.
Yes. Now, this article in Forbes, the first fucking thing it mentioned is right-wing critics are using the Marvel's poor performance to criticize the profitability of female-led movies. No, it's because the movies are not that good. It's not because they're female-led. The movie has been targeted by some right-wing critics who accuse the female-led film, which stars multiple women of color, as being woke.
They're always gonna accuse people like that.
Yeah, and it's bullshit because even blogs and writers that lean very far left are saying they didn't like this movie either. We can agree, guys, okay? You can see whatever the fuck you want to see. If you choose not to watch anything past 1999, that's your fucking choice. And you also don't have to see a movie just because it's diverse. You can choose whether or not you want to see it. Problem is, the demographic that they're clearly trying to pander to, they're not coming. Where's all the women that showed up? Where's all the diverse people that showed up? None of them showed up.
None.
All right. Do you know the percentage of people who showed up to the movie? 65% men. And 36% of them were white. The same demographic that gets told, oh, this movie isn't for white men because they want to pander for diversity points.
Are you
Could
surprised
be
again?
that, some guys had a crush on Larson.
Maybe they're masochists and they like getting punished by Larson. I don't know. Yeah, you still had an audience that was mostly men. Where's the women? I thought the women wanted movies like this.
Yeah, come to think of it, I don't think
Barely
I
even-
even saw any women in my theater. At least on opening day.
That's fucking great. You didn't see a single woman at the theater that you went to, even on opening day.
Well, just opening day.
Okay.
But when I went to see it the next day with my mom, I think there was some women.
Yeah, clearly, the women aren't coming. And as men already know, it takes a lot more than a cheap dinner and movie to get a woman to come. Oh, you know exactly what I just said.
Yes, yes.
Honestly, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh boy. But they need to stop blaming the MCU failure on men when it's men who are still spending money on it. It's people like Pat still spending the money on the tickets. Stop blaming Pat, people. You need Pat on your
Yeah.
side.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm
You need
just
Pat
trying
here.
to help Marvel.
Yeah, stop alienating Pat, guys. You don't want Pat to turn your back on you.
Yes. Have Pat on your side, even though he can be a bit of a simp at times.
Oh, come on now.
Hey, what's a simp?
He's saying a simp for Marvel, not that you're a simpleton.
Oh, I
He's
can't
just-
be
he's-
anywhere as bad as Tony, right?
When it comes to Tony and Joe Biden, yeah, who's a total simp for Joe Biden.
I'm not trying to brag or anything.
Yeah. Well, are you saying that maybe Pat here can have Brie Larson over and maybe have her put a collar on him?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that was...
Yeah, and
that
he
would
he
be
can
awesome.
listen to her album that she released in 2005.
Oh, that would be even more torture.
You heard the
That
album?
would be the best sex torture I've ever had.
I don't know. She had some good songs out, like She Said, and Finally Out of PE and stuff.
Oh my god. Tony, you would
Yeah.
be listening to her.
I played some of her songs on my radio show when I was at a DJ at a radio station.
And look where that got you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious, guys, okay? You know why all the diverse people and the women aren't showing up? It's because they're not fucking idiots.
Because they're not interested in the movie.
Most would rather see a good fucking film that's worth the money versus just showing up for a movie just for the sake of diversity and inclusion.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, only time will tell if this is going to be the end for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now that the diner is closed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to hear more. Join our Discord server if you yourself might like to become a panelist with us. With that said, I'm Desert Coyote 22. Thank you for listening.